Hello everyone, my name is Kim Geffrey, and Mr. Steffi's brought me in to take a look at your company, a whole new look remodeling, and provide some suggestions on managing your growth. I'm going to cover a brief discussion on controlling in organizations, the balanced scorecard, and explain how financial controls are used in a balanced scorecard. Let's begin by understanding the purpose of a controlling function. This is the process of verifying that the actions of your company are targeted to meet the goals and standards that you have established. This function is used to measure the difference between actual performance and the established standards and will give you a clear picture of where your improvements can be made. If there is a deficiency somewhere, you as management will be able to identify where it is and make improvements to the process in order to fix it. This tool can be used to evaluate if resources and human capital are being used efficiently and effectively. Once a deficiency is known, you can take corrective actions to prevent the issue from happening again. By using a controlling function within your company, it will create a sustainable structure for development that you can use for years to come. A controlling function is always looking towards the future and comparing the current state to the past. The tool I recommend is the Balanced Scorecard. The Balanced Scorecard was developed by two researchers, Kaplan and Norton, who realized that the tangible assets were no longer the only way to determine an organization's value. Intangible assets, like excellent customer service, are part of this equation. The balanced scorecard they developed is commonly used as a strategic planning and management framework and provides a balanced view across the company to assess a range of performance measures. This system connects everything in the organization, from the mission and the vision to the strategic focus and operational elements. The balanced scorecard approach is used in businesses, governments, for-profit organizations, and non-profit organizations. It uses 4 perspectives to measure the organization towards the targets and the initiatives that have been set. The financial perspective measures the financial performance of the organization and how they use their financial resources. The customer perspective measures the view of the organization's performance from the view of the customer that the organization is designed to serve. The internal process perspective measures the performance of the organization with the evaluation of quality and efficiency that is related to products or services that the organization provides. And lastly, the learning and growth perspective measures the organization's performance through things like human capital, culture, technology, and infrastructure. Let's look how the balanced scorecard can work for you. By reviewing your income statements, the ratios on a regular basis, this will keep track of your short and long-term financial performance. A goal of a whole new look is to continue to grow your business. One way to check for growth is through your profitability ratios. Now, I'll explain more about information on the ratios like these in just a moment, but if you are interested in growing your company with outside investors, it begins by understanding your financial controls and asking, how do we look to potential stakeholders? Then the next area of your balanced scorecard is to check the effectiveness of customer service. How do customers see you? In your business of home renovation, it is important to understand how customer satisfaction will affect repeat business and customer referrals. Understanding the importance of what customers want before a job begins will help you meet their expectations. Once a renovation is complete and the job is cleaned up, it's important to survey the customer on their satisfaction. Would they hire your company again? Would they refer your business to their friends? The growth of your business is tied to retaining their business and their referrals to their friends. Turning now to the internal business practices, it's a good time to ask what your business must excel at. Are you able to complete the renovations on schedule and within a budget? Are you able to purchase materials for renovation at the right cost and cover labor expenses within the quoted estimate? Do internal business activities add value for the customer? For instance, does handcrafting functional cabinets add value to the customer beyond a manufactured cabinetry? And is this practice cost effective? Finally, the balanced scorecard looks at the potential for learning and growth. Does your company have the tools necessary to complete project on-site, or do you have to sublet the work to a special contractor? Have you considered sending employees to specialized training on craftsmanship? Is there potential for your business to grow by providing new services through your employees? And does this inspire your employees to stay with your company? It's important to understand your financial statements while using the balanced scorecard within your business. The balance sheet will show you the financial position of your company. It will provide a snapshot of the company's assets, liabilities, and owner's equity at a specific point in time. It is important to compare the balance sheet to a prior year report. The income statement provides a snapshot of your profit and loss over a given period of time by tracking money that's coming in and the expenses going out. Some companies review this on a quarterly basis and some look at it annually. If it can be helpful to see which parts of the year are more profitable for your business if it's done quarterly. As owners and managers, it is important to analyze your financial reports to determine where your business is at a given period of time. The most common way to do this is by reviewing the ratios that express the relationship between profits and assets, sales, and inventory. It's important to determine if your business is profitable, especially if you're considering expanding with the financial support of outside investors. Stakeholders will want to understand the potential for their return on investment. A profitability ratio can be found by taking information found on your balance sheet and income statement and interpreting a ratio. When you divide your net income by your sales, you will see the profit margin on sales. Another profitability ratio to be aware of is your return on assets. This is found by dividing your net income by your total assets. Another ratio that is helpful for your business to know is the debt ratio. If you consider funding future business activities with borrowed money, it is important to understand your current debt ratio. This can be found by dividing your current debt by your total assets. Most lenders will consider a business as a credit risk if their debt ratio is above 1.0. It is important to understand that financial ratios are only one part of the balanced scorecard. Non-financial measures and feedback are tightly intertwined with the business effectiveness. As you consider the other pillars of the balanced scorecard, consider the financial implications. If customers are not happy with the service they receive, they will not use your business again, and they may tell their friends to use other businesses than yours. This non-financial pillar has a direct impact on your future earnings. After reviewing your business goals for growth, I recommend you become more familiar with your financial statements. Implement a balanced scorecard control function that matches your business. Consider your current business practices and determine if there are deficiencies that need to be addressed. Finally, determine if you want to include outside investors or leverage debt to increase your growth. These are my recommendations, and I'll be available for any questions that you may have.